Hello, my name is Charlie Neufeld, and today we are going to analyze what makes a good public speaker and what you could do to become this. Before we can decide what makes a good public speaker, we must first find out what not to do when speaking publicly. A good example of what not to do when public speaking comes to us from Phil Davidson's campaign. Go to the site on the screen to view his campaign speech, and then come back and we will continue our lesson on how to speak correctly in public forums. Welcome back. And in his video, many key errors of what not to do can be identified. The first thing you may have noticed is that Phil Davidson shouted at the audience. And now, you do not want to shout at the audience, because that could distract them from the message you are trying to give, and additionally, it could make them less receptive to that message. Additionally, he did not know what he was trying to say in his speech. He was always looking back at his notes and presenting incorrect information, or he would take long pauses to think over what he wanted to say, which would ruin the message that he's trying to give, because it breaks it apart and it makes what he is trying to say seem less correct, because he doesn't really know what it is, so it was less convincing. Furthermore, he was always moving and he would not stand still, which was even more distracting to the audience and just makes them less receptive to what he was trying to say. Now that we know a few errors often made when public speaking, let's take a look at a good public speaker, which comes to us from a young kid named Dalton Sherman. Go to this site and watch some of his speech, and then come back here and watch the remainder of this video. Welcome back. As you saw in Sherman's speech, he did many things very well for when it comes to public speaking. One important thing Sherman does is he uses his voice to put emphasis on his ideas, as opposed to just having all of his speech run together in sort of a blah. Additionally, he talks to the crowd and interacts with them, as opposed to just talking at the crowd and throwing information at them. Also, Sherman utilizes good body language and gestures to really improve the message that he's trying to send in his speech. Now that we know what to do and what not to do when it comes to public speaking, here's a list of things to remember whenever you're preparing for a speech that you will be making. Number 1, know your material. The better you know your material, the more confident you will be when you're giving your speech. Number 2, practice. The more you practice, the better off you'll be when you actually have to give your speech. Number 3, know the audience. You need to understand who you're going to be speaking to, so you can adjust the message accordingly and how you're going to present that message. Number 4, know the room. If you know what the room that you will be speaking in, you will be more comfortable in that room when you will actually have to be speaking. Number 5, relax. The more you stress out, the less likely you'll be able to do well in your speech. Number 6, visualize yourself giving the speech. If you already can see yourself and how you're going to be doing when you're giving the speech, you'll be more confident when you actually have to do it. Number 7, realize that people want you to succeed. If you know that they're not trying to watch you fail, you'll be more comfortable with the audience. Number 8, do not apologize. Even if you mess up, you just need to keep going and just keep moving forward with your speech. Number 9, concentrate on the message, not the medium. You know, the important part is what you're actually trying to say, not how you're trying to say it. Number 10, gain experience. The more that you do public speeches, the more confident you will be in the future when you're trying to speak publicly. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you can utilize this information to successfully give speeches to groups of all sizes in the future. Goodbye.